The first light of dawn slips through your window. The alarm sounds, a sharp, insistent call to wakefulness. But this moment is more than a mere interruption of sleep. It is a summons, a chance to step into the day with deliberate purpose. Each morning arrives bearing a unique gift, the opportunity to craft your path, to choose how you will engage with the world. This is not a trivial matter. How you greet the day sets the rhythm for everything that follows. Imagine Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, rising before the sun. He understood mornings as a sacred time, a moment to align oneself with virtue and reason. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love, Marcus Aurelius advised. This is the mindset we must reclaim each day. The dawn is not a blank page. It is a canvas primed for your intentions and actions. You might ask yourself, do I begin my day as a passive traveler, swept along by external circumstances, or as a conscious navigator, steering toward purpose? The difference is profound. To drift aimlessly invites frustration and regret. To rise with purpose inspires resilience and clarity. This is the core invitation of Stoicism, not just to endure life, but to master it, starting with the very first breath of morning. So, what does it mean to begin with intention? It means to recognize that the morning is the forge where your character is shaped. Your thoughts, your mood, and your choices in these early moments ripple outward, coloring the hours ahead. The ancient Stoics teach us that we do not control external events, but we always have authority over our responses. Morning is the first real test of this truth. Will you let distractions dictate your state, or will you claim your power to decide how you meet the day? This is more than a philosophical exercise. It is a practice that demands attention and discipline. The sun rises regardless of your readiness, but you are not a mere observer. You are an active participant in the unfolding of your life. Every morning offers a new chance to embody the virtues of courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance. Each dawn is a battlefield where you wage war against inertia, negativity, and complacency. Picture yourself standing at the threshold of your day. The air is still, the world not yet awake. Here lies your moment to pause, to breathe deeply, and to set your mind firmly on what matters. This is where you decide. Will you engage with the trivial, or will you focus on what is truly within your control? Your power lies precisely in this choice. As Epictetus reminds us, no man is free who is not master of himself. Freedom begins the moment you command your own will. Consider the power of starting your day with such awareness. It is not about perfection or rigid schedules. It is about reclaiming your agency. Each morning, you stand before a mirror, not just the glass that reflects your face, but the reflection of your soul. What do you see? Do you witness a person ready to meet challenges with composure, or someone caught in the grip of distraction and doubt? The answer lies in your commitment to this moment. And that commitment is a declaration. Not you. Not today. Not anymore. These words are your shield and your sword. They remind you that you will no longer surrender your mornings to chaos or indifference. You will rise with intention, grounded in principles that have guided the greatest minds for centuries. This is your act of defiance against the pull of apathy. The morning is also a teacher. It reveals the quality of your self-discipline and the strength of your character. When you choose to engage purposefully, you begin to build a fortress around your mind. This fortress shields you from the storms of external events, anchoring you in calm and reason. The Stoics understood this well. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That strength begins here, in the quiet moments of dawn. But why does this matter so urgently? Because life is fleeting, and mornings slip away like grains of sand through your fingers. Each day lost to aimlessness is a missed opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Stoicism teaches us to embrace the impermanence of life, not as a source of despair, but as a call to action. When you wake up, you face a choice: to live deliberately or to drift into forgetfulness. This is your invitation to live deliberately, to rise with the awareness that the day ahead is a gift, not a burden, to greet challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities to practice virtue, to remember that the greatest battles you fight are often within: the battle to maintain composure, to act justly, and to think clearly. Each morning is a fresh battlefield where you can triumph. So, I ask you now, how will you meet the morning? Will you let it slip away, unnoticed and unclaimed? Or will you seize it with purpose, setting a tone of strength and clarity that carries through every hour? This is not a question of circumstance, but of choice. The dawn is your ally, if only you choose to make it so. Begin your day with the resolve of the Stoics. As Seneca urged, begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life. Treat this morning not as just another routine, but as a new life, a new chance to embody the qualities that define you. This mindset is your foundation. It is the first stone laid in building a day of value and significance. And remember, you are not alone in this endeavor. Across time, countless seekers have stood where you stand now, facing the same challenge, to rise with intention or to fall into passivity. They chose purpose. They chose mastery. And so can you. Every morning holds this promise. The sun rises, and with it, your chance to begin again. Claim that chance. Own it fully. The day belongs to you, but only if you decide it does. So take a deep breath. Feel the life coursing through you. And say to yourself, I will meet this day with purpose. I will master my mind. I will choose virtue. Not you. Not today. Not anymore. Now, step forward into this day with the confidence that you hold the reins. The dawn awaits your command. Will you answer its call? Drop a comment below and share your commitment. Together, we rise with purpose, every morning, without fail. Now that you have embraced the power of beginning your day with intention, it is essential to understand the philosophy that underpins this practice. Stoicism is not merely a set of rules. It is a timeless framework designed to cultivate focus, meaning, and resilience from the very moment you open your eyes. It teaches you to live deliberately, to distinguish what lies within your control from what does not, and to accept reality with grace and courage. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor and philosopher, offers us a powerful insight. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This principle is the cornerstone of purpose-driven mornings. It reminds you that while you cannot command the world's chaos, you can command your reaction to it. The clarity born from this awareness is the lens through which your morning unfolds. Seneca, another great Stoic, reinforces this idea. Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life. Each morning is a fresh start, a discrete opportunity to choose your path. This mindset does not allow for regret about yesterday or anxiety about tomorrow. It demands presence and focus on what you can shape, the thoughts you entertain, the actions you take, the attitude you adopt. This philosophy is more than abstract thought. It is a practical guide to living well. The Stoics teach us that our judgments shape our experience. When you awaken, your mind is like a blank slate, ready to be inscribed with the narrative you choose. Will you write a story of frustration and distraction, or will you script one of calm purpose and resilience? The answer depends on your understanding of what truly matters. So, what exactly is within your control each morning? Your thoughts, your choices, your intentions. These are the realms where your power is absolute. External circumstances, the weather, other people's behavior, unexpected setbacks, are outside your dominion. The Stoic sage accepts this distinction without complaint. It is not things that disturb us, but our opinions about them. Epictetus reminds us. This insight is liberating because it places the source of peace and strength within you. To begin your day with purpose, you must internalize this philosophy. It is not enough to know it intellectually. You must live it. When the first challenge arises, be it a delay, a difficult conversation, or an unexpected task, you recall, I control my response. I will meet this moment with equanimity. This mindset transforms obstacles into opportunities for growth. It empowers you to stay grounded amid chaos. Furthermore, this philosophical approach nurtures resilience. Life's unpredictability is inevitable, but your ability to endure and adapt grows stronger when you anchor yourself in what you control. Each morning becomes a training ground for this resilience. You practice turning your attention inward, mastering your emotions before the world's noise ensnares you. And there is more. Stoicism teaches that living with purpose is inseparable from living with virtue. Clarity of purpose arises from aligning your actions with moral excellence, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These are not lofty ideals reserved for philosophers alone. They are practical virtues you embody in daily decisions. Morning is the perfect time to set this moral compass. How do these virtues manifest as you begin the day? Wisdom guides you to discern what deserves your focus. Courage urges you to face challenges boldly, without avoidance. Justice calls you to act fairly and considerately toward others. Temperance reminds you to regulate impulses, cultivating balance and self-control. When you integrate these virtues into your morning mindset, you forge a foundation that supports a meaningful life. Seneca's wisdom echoes here. What need is there to weep over parts of life? The whole of it calls for tears. This somber reflection urges you to appreciate the brevity and fragility of life. It is a call to awaken fully, to live with urgency and gratitude. Each morning you rise is a gift, a chance to practice virtue in a world that offers no guarantees. This understanding reshapes your relationship with time. Instead of viewing morning as a hurdle to clear or a routine to endure, you perceive it as a sacred interval to establish your center. You become aware that how you begin influences not just your mood, but your entire trajectory. This realization fuels a commitment to start each day consciously, and that commitment carries power beyond the individual. When you begin with purpose, you radiate strength and clarity that affect those around you. You become a stabilizing presence in your family, your workplace, your community. Stoicism is not isolation. It is engagement, rooted in wisdom and moral clarity. But this philosophy also demands honesty. It requires you to confront your weaknesses and distractions without self-deception. The morning is a mirror reflecting your inner state. If you find impatience, confusion, or apathy, recognize these as signals, not excuses. Use them as reasons to deepen your practice of control and clarity. Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. Marcus Aurelius counsels. This balance is essential in forging a purposeful start. Remember, the goal is not to eliminate all difficulty or emotion, but to cultivate mastery over your mindset. To begin with purpose is to choose your response before the day's external noise can sway you. It is to greet the dawn with the calm confidence of one who knows where their power lies. So, as you awaken tomorrow, pause briefly to recall these teachings. Reflect on Marcus Aurelius's charge to master your mind. Hear Seneca's call to treat each day as a distinct life. Let Epictetus's reminder of control over opinion settle in your heart. These ancient words are not distant relics. They are live wires connecting you to strength, clarity, and purpose. Begin to see your morning as a philosophical laboratory where you test and refine your ability to live according to these principles. Each sunrise is a new experiment in self-mastery. Some days you will falter, others you will excel. But the key is persistence. Returning again and again to the recognition of what is within your power. And that recognition will shape not just your morning, but your entire life. Because living with purpose from the start sets in motion habits of clarity and virtue that endure. You learn to approach problems with reason, to accept what cannot be changed, and to act decisively where change is possible. You might wonder, how do I carry this philosophy from thought into action? The answer lies in deliberate practice. Begin with small rituals that ground your mind, quiet reflection, setting clear intentions, rehearsing a Stoic maxim. These simple acts embody the philosophy and prepare you to meet the day's demands with resilience. So, I challenge you, do not let mornings slip by unnoticed. Infuse them with the wisdom of the Stoics. Claim the power that comes from understanding your control. Face each day with the virtues that elevate your character. This is how you build a life of value, one purposeful morning at a time. Not you, not today, not anymore. Drop a comment and share how you plan to bring this philosophy into your mornings. Together, we will cultivate a community of purposeful starters, grounded in timeless wisdom and ready to face the day with unwavering resolve. Now that you have embraced the philosophy behind purposeful mornings, it's time to translate these timeless teachings into concrete action. Theory without practice remains just that, abstract and powerless. The Stoics were masters of turning philosophy into daily ritual, grounding lofty ideals in simple, consistent habits. Here, we focus on 8 foundational Stoic principles designed to transform your mornings from ordinary routines into intentional, life-changing beginnings. First, reflect on the impermanence of life. Seneca prompts us, "Let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing." Each morning, remind yourself that your time is limited. This reflection isn't meant to provoke fear, but to ignite urgency and gratitude. When you acknowledge the fleeting nature of existence, distractions lose their grip. You begin to prioritize what truly matters and let go of what does not. Second, set clear intentions aligned with virtue. Before rising fully into the day, ask yourself, what virtues will I embody today? Courage to face challenges? Wisdom to make sound decisions? Justice to act fairly? Temperance to maintain balance? Defining your moral compass early focuses your mind and fortifies your character against the chaos to come. Marcus Aurelius advises, let your first act be to greet the day with a commitment to live according to your values. Third, prepare mentally for challenges. Stoicism is not about avoiding hardship, but embracing it as an opportunity to grow. Each morning, anticipate obstacles you might face. Visualize yourself responding with calm and resolve. Epictetus teaches the practice of premeditatio malorum, premeditation of evils. By rehearsing adversity, you diminish its power to unsettle you when it arrives. This mental rehearsal builds resilience and readiness. Fourth, embrace gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful counterweight to complaint and dissatisfaction. Recognize the simple blessings you possess, the breath in your lungs, the chance to act, the presence of loved ones. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, when you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive. Starting your day with gratitude sets a tone of appreciation that elevates your mood and perspective. Fifth, cultivate mindfulness and presence. The morning is a natural anchor point for mindfulness. Engage fully with the sensations of waking, the feel of air on your skin, the rhythm of your breath, the sounds around you. This anchors you in the present moment, preventing your mind from racing into worries or distractions. Mindfulness strengthens self-awareness, which is essential for choosing purposeful action. Sixth, practice self-discipline with small rituals. Whether it's making your bed, performing a brief exercise, or journaling a few thoughts, these actions build momentum. They are tangible expressions of control over your environment and habits. Seneca wrote, "Every night before going to sleep, we must ask ourselves, what weakness did I overcome today? What virtue did I acquire?" The morning ritual is your opportunity to begin this daily tally. Seventh, engage in reflective journaling. Spend a few moments writing down your thoughts, intentions, or reflections. This practice externalizes your internal dialogue, clarifies your goals, and tracks your progress. Marcus Aurelius's meditations are a testament to the power of this habit. Journaling fosters accountability and deepens your commitment to purposeful living. Eighth, commit to kindness and justice in your interactions. Before stepping out, remind yourself that your actions affect others. Resolve to act justly and compassionately, even in small encounters. Stoicism is not solitary. It calls for engagement with humanity through fairness and empathy. This principle connects your personal discipline to a broader social purpose. These 8 principles are not isolated tasks, but interconnected practices that reinforce one another. Together, they form a robust framework for beginning each day with intention and strength. Implementing them requires patience and persistence. Some mornings will flow effortlessly, others will test your resolve. But each effort compounds, building a foundation of mental clarity and moral purpose. Imagine the transformation when you consistently apply these principles. Your mornings become a sanctuary of calm and strength, a moment where you reclaim your agency before the world's demands press in. You greet difficulties with composure, rooted in preparation and virtue. Your gratitude fuels resilience. Your mindfulness sharpens focus. And this transformation extends beyond the morning hours. The mindset you cultivate spills into your work, relationships, and challenges. Purposeful mornings become the seedbed from which a meaningful life grows. The Stoics knew this well. As Seneca said, true happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future. Your intentional morning sets the stage for this happiness. But how do you begin? Start small. Choose one or two of these principles to incorporate tomorrow morning. Perhaps begin with gratitude and reflection, then gradually add intention setting and mental preparation. Consistency matters more than perfection. Over time, these practices will become second nature, your default mode of engagement with the day. Remember, the power lies in your choice. Each morning, you decide whether to be passive or purposeful. The Stoics urge us to seize control of our minds and actions from the start. This is your call to action. Build your ritual. Embrace these 8 principles. Let your mornings be the forge where your character is tempered and your life's direction clarified. Not you. Not today. Not anymore. Drop a comment below sharing which of these principles resonates most with you or which you plan to implement first. Together, we cultivate mornings rich with purpose and strength every single day. So, you have the Stoic principles laid before you. Powerful tools to begin each morning with intention and virtue. But knowledge alone is not enough. What transforms philosophy into strength is consistency, the deliberate, daily practice that builds inner resilience and sharpens mental discipline. This is where your commitment deepens, where you move from knowing to embodying, from theory to lived experience. Consider ritual and repetition as the architects of character. As Marcus Aurelius observes, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. By embedding purposeful habits into your morning routine, you create a rhythm that carries you through obstacles. Each repeated action, no matter how small, fortifies your will, carving pathways in the mind that favor clarity and resolve. Building this kind of consistency requires ownership of your thoughts, your emotions, your actions. The morning offers a unique advantage here. It is a fresh canvas, free from the clutter and fatigue of the day before. By seizing this moment, you set a precedent for how you engage with challenges. You declare to yourself, I am the master of my mind, the captain of my choices. But let's be honest, this is not easy. The pull of distraction, the lure of comfort, and the inertia of habit resist your efforts. This is precisely why discipline matters. Discipline is not punishment. It is a declaration of freedom. It frees you from being a slave to fleeting impulses and external chaos. Epictetus reminds us, no man is free who is not master of himself. Your morning discipline is the proving ground of that freedom. Start by taking small, deliberate steps. Perhaps it is waking at the same time each day, resisting the snooze button siren call, or performing a brief meditation or journaling session that centers your mind. These acts, repeated daily, generate momentum. Momentum that carries you through distractions and challenges, reinforcing your capacity to act with purpose. And that momentum builds more than habit. It constructs resilience. When unexpected difficulties arise, as they inevitably will, your consistent morning practice anchors you. It reminds you that your power lies not in circumstances, but in your response. The emotional turbulence of the day loses its grip because you have already exercised control and focus. There is also a profound psychological benefit in this consistency. Each morning that you rise with intention, you reinforce your identity as a person who lives purposefully. Identity is not abstract. It is forged through action. By choosing to embody Stoic principles daily, you become the kind of person who commands their day rather than being swept along by it. Moreover, this ownership ripples outward. When you take charge of your mind and actions early, it affects your interactions with others. You become a source of calm and clarity in your relationships, your workplace, your community. Stoicism teaches that our individual practice contributes to the common good. Your discipline strengthens not just yourself, but those around you. Reflect on the words of Seneca. Associate with those who will make a better man of you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve. Your morning practice prepares you to engage with such relationships, grounded, intentional, and just. It is the seedbed for a day marked by meaningful connection and purposeful action. But here is the challenge. Consistency demands vigilance. It requires you to notice when you drift and to return without judgment or delay. Each morning is a new chance to recommit, a fresh battlefield where you test your resolve. Failure is not the enemy, complacency is. The Stoics teach us to welcome setbacks as lessons, opportunities to refine our approach. And so, the question becomes, how will you hold yourself accountable? How will you ensure that your morning practice does not dissolve into a forgotten intention? One approach is to create tangible markers, journals, checklists, or even a community of fellow seekers. Sharing your journey, celebrating victories, and confronting challenges with others builds a support system that sustains your momentum. Another crucial element is reflection. At the end of each day, review how your morning intentions manifested. Did you meet the challenges with courage? Did you act justly and wisely? What distracted you? What strengthened you? This reflection closes the loop, turning experience into wisdom and preparing you to greet the next morning with renewed clarity. Remember, the cultivation of mental discipline and emotional resilience is not a sprint, but a lifelong marathon. The power of your mornings accumulates slowly, like a river carving a canyon. Over time, the consistent application of Stoic principles reshapes your character and your life. So, I urge you, on your mornings, claim the authority over your thoughts and actions before the world asserts its demands. Build rituals that reinforce your strength and purpose. Embrace setbacks as teachers, not enemies. And commit to the daily practice that turns philosophy into lived power. Not you. Not today. Not anymore. Drop a comment below sharing your strategies for maintaining consistency or the obstacles you face in building morning discipline. Together, we forge a community committed to rising each day with strength, clarity, and unwavering resolve. Every morning holds within it a profound opportunity, the chance to harness the ancient wisdom of Stoicism and infuse your day with meaning, clarity, and purpose. You have journeyed through the philosophy, the principles, the practice, and the discipline. Now it is time to bring all of these elements together into a daily commitment that transforms not only your mornings, but your entire life. Remember, the power to shape your day lies in your hands. The Stoics remind us that external events are beyond our control. What matters is how we respond. Every morning, you stand at a crossroads. Will you allow the chaos and distractions of the world to dictate your state, or will you rise with intention, anchored in virtue and reason? This choice, repeated day after day, is the foundation of a life well lived. The 8 principles we discussed, reflecting on impermanence, setting virtuous intentions, preparing for challenges, embracing gratitude, practicing mindfulness, cultivating discipline, journaling, and committing to justice, are not mere suggestions. They are a roadmap to mastery over your mind and emotions. Integrate them thoughtfully into your morning routine. Let them become rituals that ground you before the world's demands press in. Consistency is your ally. The daily repetition of these practices builds momentum, strengthening your mental fortitude and emotional resilience. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Do not wait for the perfect moment or the ideal conditions. Begin now. Each morning offers a fresh start, a new chance to embody the virtues you admire. But this transformation is not solely about personal gain. Stoicism teaches us that our actions ripple outward, influencing those around us. When you cultivate calm, clarity, and purpose, you become a beacon for your family, friends, and community. Your morning discipline fosters not just your own strength, but contributes to a collective good. This is the Stoic ideal, the integration of self-mastery with social responsibility. So, I challenge you. Take what you have learned here and make it your own. Craft a morning routine that reflects these principles. Experiment, adapt, and commit. Embrace the discomfort that may come with change, knowing it is the forge of growth. And when you falter, return with compassion and renewed resolve. The path of Stoicism is not easy, but it is profoundly rewarding. It offers freedom from the tyranny of circumstance and mastery over your inner world. Every morning you rise with purpose, you reclaim your power, and set the tone for a day of value. Not you. Not today. Not anymore. Share your journey. Drop a comment below describing how you have integrated these practices or the challenges you face. Let us build a community of purposeful individuals committed to transforming mornings into the foundation of extraordinary lives. Begin your journey now. Claim your power. Live each morning as a deliberate act of virtue and strength. The day awaits your command. Will you answer?